Good evening and welcome to our Wednesday Creative Living series. And this is for Center of Religious Science. As said earlier, we are a welcoming spiritual community, and we are here to transform lives for empowered living. And we do it through teaching these classes and these principles of truth that when you put to use as usual, like I said earlier, it will show forth for you. We are happy to have you all join us as we share these transformative ideas that change our lives. And we know life is a mix of things we can change, of things we cannot change. There are things in life that we can control. There are also things in life that's beyond our control. And we always want to see life from a perspective of these lessons, this teaching, this truth. So in this teaching, we always want to concentrate on the inside work, the most important work, which is the work we do within. We all know that we are all practitioners because we are continually practicing this teaching. We are continually trying to align ourselves with the divine. And as often as we hear these lessons and we are awakened to this power, this reality, this divine that is within us. And when we do this work, there will always be a change. So our actions can influence many aspects of our life, many parts of our lives. But some truths and constants remain beyond our control. There are things, like I said earlier, that is beyond our control. And one of the things we do is that when we accept these constants, it can bring peace and it will help us navigate life's changes with wisdom and grace. There's some things that we may have been struggling with, but all we needed to do was just to accept that situation and move on. And when we accept it, we'll always have this peace and we can move forward. We know acceptance is the key to all positive change. It also serves as a foundation for growth and transformation. Because what happens is when we accept some of those things that are troubling us, some of the things we can't change, we can come to the present moment and in that place know that every challenge, everything in the past ended last night. And we can now concentrate and be in the moment and move forward. So when we accept our current reality, we create a space for honest reflection and understanding. And this will help us identify areas where change is needed. Because acceptance has a way of making us let go of things that weigh us down. So acceptance fosters openness and self-compassion, and it allows us to move forward without denial and resistance. Because sometimes we live in denial. We live knowing some things are there, but we just do not want to face it. We do not just want to face reality and come up to that place of the present moment, accepting the things that we cannot change and move forward. As Carl Rogers stated, the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. So if you may be thinking through some things in your life, in your situation, that all it needs is not so much of the treatment. It's just for you to accept that this is done. It's done, let me move forward. And when we accept, it unlocks our true potential, enabling us to make meaningful and lasting life improvements. We are able to embrace life as it is, with all its imperfections and lasting life improvements. By accepting what we cannot change, we free ourselves from the burden of resistance and open our hearts to peace and contentment. We may be going through a lot of resistance, a lot of struggle within, and it makes our vision blurred when we are resisting a lot of things. And again, when we talk about acceptance, we do not mean to give up on striving to be better. That's not what we mean. In this teaching, we always want to move from good to greater good. We are constantly working with ourselves, in us, and all around us to prove ourselves. Instead, it means to recognize the limits of our control and focus our energy on what we can influence and to live more fully in the present moment. If all we get out of today's class and practice it's at any moment in our life or in any situation, to remember that we have that power to create the present moment, to be in the now. If that is the only thing we always work towards remembering in any situation that is not what you want to see, and you remember that you have the power to create the present moment, to be here right now, there's so much clarity and power, like we always say, in that moment. Certain things in life are divine realities, meaning they are unchangeable. For example, we cannot change the nature of spirit. We cannot change spirits or God's love or the generosity of spirit, as they are always present and flowing all the time, 24/7. We cannot change our divine reality, as we are part of an eternal and unbreakable divine partnership. We are one with Great One. We are sparks of the divine. In addition to these divine realities, there are other things we cannot change. We cannot change history. It's gone, it's past. So don't focus on the past. We cannot change again the past. We cannot change people who do not wish to change. Some of us, all we do, we are trying to change people around us. We do not have the powers to do that. We can only change ourselves. Similarly, we cannot change the leopard spots and so many other things. We cannot change anyone but ourselves. You can only change yourself. And that's one of the things we gather each time to learn how to do, to go within, to change any situation, anything that we do not like in our life through our thoughts. Ultimately, there will always be things in our lives that we cannot change because they are beyond our control. However, we can always change our responses and reactions to things we cannot change. Again, that's when we are in this teaching and understand these principles, we always want to come from that place of knowing, that place of connection, to respond. That's why we always want to take that time to quiet ourselves, because we know in quietness and in confidence is our strength. If we are not happy with our current situation, there are many things we can alter, we can do. So through these classes, we know we can change our thinking and transform our lives. We can only change our own life. We can only change how we respond and how we react. We can also change our mindset from negative to positive. That's what we are constantly doing. And that's why every Thursday we always ask this question, what has it been like being you? Because we're trying to make us monitor the tendencies of our thoughts. So we want to catch ourselves when we are drifting and nip it in the bud. We can redefine our hopes, our dreams, and our aspirations. We can change our habits. We can change the things we read, the things we watch. We can also change how we talk, we speak. Another one is that we can change our friends if they are bringing negativity into our lives, our situation. We can also change anything and everything that hinders our growth and spiritual awareness. We want to be the guardian at the gate. We want to guard our hearts with all diligence. We want to guard everything we see, we take inside of us. While some of these changes might require significant effort, accepting that life takes effort is crucial. It's work. We're all practitioners. We are always working to see the good. Sometimes the good is not plain to your eyes to see. We work towards seeing the good. We take full responsibility for our lives. We are the captain of our ship. We do not allow the collective consciousness to come in and rule our boat. The saying goes, no one can do our push-ups for us. You have to do your own push-ups. You have to do the work. I'll do mine, you do yours. So we are the creators of our reality. We take 100% responsibility for our lives. And when we do that, we empower ourselves to shape them positively. If the whole 24 hours of the day or anytime we are asleep, we are constantly guarding our hearts, monitoring those thoughts, making sure we catch ourselves when it is going down and we'll stop it. We'll find out that the subsequent days or time, we'll find out we would have created very great, beautiful things. We understand that we are the cause of everything that appears in our lives, and we cannot blame anyone else for our circumstances. Is it that you have allowed the negative things to come in and grow in your mind, your thoughts? So you can't blame anybody for what you are creating. While some things, again, like I said, are beyond control, we must let go of excuses to grow and achieve what we desire. Excuses never lead to success. They are great creators of failures. Sometimes, even within us, we just make excuses for some things. When we are not meeting our targets, we make excuses for ourselves. Sometimes there are tenable excuses, but some other times, the other things we could have done. So when we make excuses, we avoid responsibility for our actions and decisions. Remember, everything we are talking about is how truth students should act. How we as true students would want to act in any situation. So this avoidance prevents us from addressing the real issues and taking the necessary steps to overcome challenges and achieve our goals. That's when we give excuses. Excuses often stem from fear, doubt, or reluctance to step out of our comfort zone. We're too comfortable where we are, and we're relaxed. Meanwhile, there's so much more we can do. For example, someone might say, I don't have time to exercise, when in reality, they could rearrange their schedule or prioritize their health differently and make space and make time to exercise. By making this excuse, they avoid discomfort of change And what happens is that they miss out on the benefits of a healthier lifestyle. Sometimes we are caught up with these subtle things. And when we make these excuses, what it does is that it sends a message to us that we are not capable or worthy of achieving more. Over time, with so much excuses, we erode our self-esteem and limit our potential. So when we constantly deflect responsibility, we fail to learn from our mistakes and miss opportunities for personal development. In this teaching, we can choose one thing because we have the power of our choice. We can choose the thoughts that we think. We can actually choose those thoughts, because any thoughts that is not what you want, you can actually get rid of it. We can choose the images we visualize, and we can choose the actions we take, because we know either of these things are very creative. How we manage these three aspects of our life, the thoughts we think, the images we visualize, and the actions we take, determines our experience. As Albert Einstein said, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. And just like we say, it's the work we do. We are constantly working towards seeing the good in every situation. In that situation that is not what you want, you can choose to see the good, and the good will manifest. We always want to change our aspirations, our goals, our ambitions to higher and better ones, and never limit the divine possibilities operating in our lives as the law of attraction. We always attract the things that we put out. If you smile, someone will smile back at you. The law of attraction suggests that like attracts like. So when we fill ourselves with positivity, we attract same into our being. When we set high aspirations and focus on positive ambitions, we attract opportunities and resources that help us achieve them. For instance, don't limit yourself by thinking small if you dream of starting a business or starting something. Don't think small. Open up your mind. Envision a thriving, successful enterprise that makes positive impact. Whatever you visualize, that's what the universe will respond back to you with. Don't limit yourself. The power that is available to us, that we have access to, is limitless. It's a case of how much hunger do you have. What's the size of the container you're bringing to scoop from the abundance that the universe has provided? If you come with very small buckets, vessels, then you take a few, because it's limitless, it's overflowing. By continuously raising our ambitions and believing in boundless possibilities available to us, we align ourselves with powerful, positive energy. We are constantly wanting to be dovetailed with that divine flow, always. Just like this very common saying, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars. We are always going higher, looking beyond, because we know we can do exceedingly abundantly above what you think, what I think, what you imagine. Through this power that is within us, that is at work within us. Again, we know our faith and conviction will determine the extent of our actions. So we won't believe. If you can believe, like we said, like we know, all things are possible. One of the most effective ways to change our perspective about any situation is to consistently ask ourselves, any situation, am I enjoying this? If you're in a situation or something and you wanting to forge ahead or no, you could ask yourself, am I enjoying this? Is this working out for me? This simple yet powerful question helps shift our focus toward finding joy and satisfaction in our daily experiences. Don't just ask this question once. Make it a regular part of your thought process. Ask yourself questions and listen within for the answers. When we repeatedly ask, am I enjoying this? What happens is that we train our mind to seek out and recognize positive aspects in every situation. Over time, this practice can transform our outlook, and it will help us find joy even in challenging circumstances. Because we can do a sifting in mind and know the things that are not working and the things that are working, and tilt towards the ones that are working. And again, when you ask yourself that question, if you're not really enjoying it, you can seek out the things that will make it better for you, or create opportunities. When we ask this question, it helps us become more mindful and present. And what this happens is it allows us to appreciate small moments that often go unnoticed. We are also changing our response into a positive one simply by refocusing our attention on enjoying life. Are you enjoying it? You may put things in perspective and you begin to see aspects of a particular situation that's working out that you are enjoying, and focus on that and be grateful for that. Again, the quality of our thinking will always determine the quality of our lives. What do you constantly think on? Unfortunately, many people are willing to accept life at a very basic level of experience. That's not what we want to do as truth students. We have this power within us. We are the spark of the divine. And we can do much more. But we in this teaching know the limitless possibilities available to us and that we can use. What we constantly do as we listen to this teaching is that we are coming to the awareness. We are waking to that awareness. We are waking to that power that's been there. And we learn how to use it. And as we use it, we learn more how to use it and grow in it and raise our consciousness. For instance, consider someone who believes they are for an unremarkable career because they think they lack the skills or opportunities to pursue their true passion. This limiting beliefs keeps them stuck in a job that doesn't fulfill them, impacting their overall happiness and satisfaction. However, if this person begins to challenge their limiting beliefs, and that is what we do as true students, and adopt a mindset of possibility and growth, then things will begin to change. Just like Dr. Greg says, we can change our day any time of the day because we have the power to do that. Because we know it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. So we can also change the trajectory of our life by changing what we think. So, however, if that person begins, like I said, begin to challenge those limiting beliefs and adopt a mindset of possibilities, that will lead to maybe the person might decide to take courses or learn new skills and network with professionals in that desired field, or start something on the side. But remaining on status quo is not what we want to do as true students, especially when you do not find fulfillment doing that. So this shift in thinking opens up new pathways and possibilities, leading to a more fulfilling and enriched life. As truth students, we learn and know to discipline ourselves and not allow the fears of the collective consciousness to get us caught up in the emotions of the moment. That's why I said earlier, we want to guard our hearts with all diligence. We want to be guarders at the gates of what we hear, what we see, what we allow into our being. All that life asks is an opportunity to express itself. That's just what the universe, we are just asking for an opportunity to express itself through us. And what we do is that we provide life with that opportunity. We are created out of life as an opportunity for life to express itself. The one life divine. It's in you, it's in me. Again, but what does life have to express? The only thing that life can express is that which operates through each one of us. And that's why when we say no mistake, because the divine in you, me salutes the divine in you. We are all divine beings. We are here to live blessed, abundant, limitless life because we have this power within us. And as often as we listen to this teaching, we awaken ourselves to this truth that has always been there, this power that has always been within us. I have an affirmation for us here. I embrace change and take full responsibility for my life, knowing that I have the power to shape my reality. I have the power to change anything I do not like in my life. And remember, the quality of our thoughts shape the quality of our lives. What are we or you constantly thinking of? What do you fill your thoughts with? By embracing change and taking responsibility, and when we aim high, what happens is that we unlock full potential of divine possibilities. They've been there within you, within me. And when this happens, we can live a life of joy and fulfillment and abundance. And so it is.